Hello everyone and thanks for stopping by here at the Star Wars Vault. If you are new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe to see new Star Wars content. So today, I wanted to reminisce and review the start of the prequel era in Star Wars with Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. For me, I saw this movie when I was literally 4 years old. No kidding, it's one of my first memories in life. This movie introduced me to Star Wars, the franchise that will always be my loving passion. Of course, I love this film. I was so young, and Lucas clearly geared this movie for my age group. And it's been officially over 20 years since its release. The film generated over $1 billion in the box office and received quote unquote mixed reviews. I would confidently say that over the first 5, 10, and hey, even 15 years after its release in theaters, this movie by itself was widely criticized and bashed for many faults. Hell, it even made some fans and film critics look at George Lucas himself differently. We all know what these faults are 20 years later. The imperfect CGI, the overusage of Jar Jar Binks, and his jokes that fell flat with many older viewers, the clunky dialogue given to most of the characters, the slow and at times boring trade talks and political meetings that made some fans question if, wait, are we even watching Star Wars right now? And obviously the portrayal of young Anakin. I'm sure other criticisms are in fans' minds, but these are all the universal outliers that almost all fans can agree on, at some level. As I've become an adult, I can clearly point out the faults in this movie. At times, I even felt embarrassed that this was a movie I loved so much when I was a kid, mainly because I knew so many people that hated it. I lost taste for it at times because I saw the faults, and I used that as reason to not have affection for it or praise the good moments in the movie. But as I've grown up over this time, I've learned to appreciate the great moments of Star Wars because, well, I love Star Wars. I mean, that's what we're here for. This franchise literally saved my life in many ways. So even though I can acknowledge the lack of execution in certain areas of this movie, I can still love and accept these moments because I've learned that the overall story of this film and the prequels altogether is just brilliant and one of my favorite stories of all time. Even though the politics in this movie can be slow or stagnant for many fans, it also serves purpose for the story of how Palpatine manipulates the galaxy to create the Empire and thus the original trilogy. It also helped in expanding the Star Wars universe with world building, more planets, more characters that add context to the beloved characters we all know in the originals. This film introduces pod racing, which is one of the most awesome and original ideas of all Star Wars movies. We get the first glimpse of the Jedi in control of the galaxy, as this is finally seen on screen when it was first referenced by Obi-Wan in the first Star Wars. Having Liam Neeson as the lead role as well as Ewan McGregor really helps this movie stock, and the introduction of Darth Maul in one of the greatest duels in the franchise ever, while simultaneously listening to what most consider the greatest score of all Star Wars, and that's Duel of the Fates. You start to realize this movie is more than you once thought it was. I could probably keep going into this movie for hours with moments that we either did or did not appreciate. But I wanted to make this as brief as I could because at the end of the day, I wanted to address the mixed feelings I know that fans had and still have about The Phantom Menace. This is just a reminder that it's okay to have your opinion about a movie and not to be afraid or be attacked by simply speaking your mind. As for honoring the 20 years since this movie came out, I welcome everyone to comment on this video to go into some of the things I didn't get to about the Phantom Menace. And feel free to share your opinion with me and all the Star Wars community. All I ask is to discuss respectively and out of the love for Star Wars. But without further ado, I want to thank everyone for tuning into my video, and hey, I'll catch you next time. But until then, may the Force be with you all.